All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I actually wasn't going to do a show tonight. I'm thinking about maybe just, kind of doing a show when I feel like it or when there's something major in the news, or maybe doing one like at the end of the week that I kind of summarize the weekly news, talk about what we talk about during the main podcast. But oops, sorry, but I was just kind of scrolling through. So here's the deal. If you so I was talking to someone today and they were like, how do I know when you're going live? Like, you have to subscribe to my channel and then you have to hit the bell. Like, I mean, I might put it on Facebook, hey, or put it on social media, hey, I'm going to go live tonight, but I might not always do that because, like, I was not going to go live tonight. I had nothing to talk about. I was looking through the news. There really wasn't anything major going on. Obviously, yesterday I talked about, Elon Musk buying Twitter. That's huge. Okay. The deal is going to go through apparently, but like, that's really kind of it. I mean, the Johnny Depp trial, I mean, really, at the end of the day, she shit the bed. Like, that's the most compelling thing. A psychiatrist, I think it was a psychiatrist or psychologist, it doesn't matter, a mental health professional, said she has personality like disorders and stuff. You know what? I guess it's okay, but I'm not like here to be like today on the Johnny Depp trial. Bada bee, bada boo, bada bee. I want to talk about things that are compelling and fun. So I was sitting at my kitchen table just now watching the recent F1 race for like the fifth time, and now I'm not wearing my suit today because I'm wearing a blue shirt like the color of the Twitter bird, because this is just going to be a quick show about I saw a Twitter reaction. So basically, everyone obviously is reacting to Elon Musk buying Twitter. Obviously, you have a lot of politicians, and it's split right down party lines. The left, Elizabeth Warren says, dangerous for our democracy. The ACLU, not one person should be in control of, basically Twitter, like Elon Musk says himself, has become the what does he say? I should have written out like the town square or whatever he says. Go look up what Elon Musk says about Twitter. What matter? See, listen, if Twitter didn't matter, they wouldn't have booted Trump from it. What happens on Twitter can matter. I mean, without Twitter, Trump might not have won, because it was a place where he could talk directly to the voters. He didn't have to go through CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever, New York Times, Washington Post. Twitter allows you to go direct to the people. And that's what really won him the election. So the moment Twitter found a real reason to kick him off, they took it without hesitation, because they wanted to kick him off as soon as he was gaining traction, as soon as he was winning states in the primary. This lamp, man, so bright. They wanted to get rid of him because they recognized him using Twitter means he can win the election, because it doesn't have to go through the well, it really wasn't woke. Woke is actually kind of post-Trump. That's kind of like a newer thing, really. But back then, the liberal bias narrative of the mainstream media. The lamp is not good, Jay. See, the lamp is good when I'm just here doing work, but the lamp isn't good when I'm actually doing things like being on the show and stuff. But when I'm here doing stuff, the lamp's fine. But the lamp isn't good for any kind of media production. Regardless, we're basically down the line. Schumer was like, Twitter's already a dark place. It's gonna get darker. Let me see. So like basically the left is saying that we are doomed. It is blinding. The light is blinding. This is a blinding lamp. Now, this bulb here, this is a battery powered bulb. If my power should go out, the lamp will still work, because this bulb has a battery in it. I think it'll stay on for like 4 hours. And obviously, the political right is celebrating. They are celebrating the return of real free speech. I think Obama said, you have to look this up. I didn't write it down for the show, but I saw something where let me look it up. Obama said that free speech does not pertain to Facebook and Twitter. If free speech does not pertain to Facebook and Twitter, then what does it pertain to? Tell me that. The left is going on and on about misinformation. Barack Obama calls for more censorship. First Amendment does not apply to Facebook and Twitter. Oh my God. That is from a former president of the United States. The First Amendment does not apply to Facebook and Twitter. When has the First Amendment not applied to something? Can someone tell me that? Has the First Amendment ever not applied to something? Has there ever been something in our history where they're like, "Oh, well, the First Amendment doesn't apply here"? I mean, that's insane. The First Amendment doesn't apply to the New York Times. That's probably true because, the First Amendment obviously, well, no, no. The First Amendment does apply to the mainstream media because they can spew their bullshit leftist narrative without any recourse. Well, no, the recourse is no one watches. That's the recourse. CNN Plus, 23 days, I think, less than a month, and it's dead. Who gives a shit about CNN Plus? Who wants to choose and pay for their bullshit? Unbelievable. But the left is all about disinformation, misinformation. Anything that doesn't go along with their narrative is misinformation, which is so hysterical because their narrative in itself is misinformation. If someone from the left says something, the opposite is true. Usually. If Pelosi says something about Trump, she's really talking about herself. That is insane. The First Amendment doesn't apply to Facebook and Twitter. Then where does it apply, Mr. Former President Barack Obama? The left says men can have babies. Yeah, that's not correct. But I rejoined Twitter tonight just before coming on. I rejoined Twitter in celebration of Elon Musk buying Twitter. I have rejoined at Michael Papinchak. And now, I was looking on something the other day, and apparently my show has a Twitter account, but I don't know how to access it. I don't know what that Twitter account is because I deleted Twitter a long time ago when it became this leftist narrative censorship show. So I have a new Twitter. I'm just going to do everything from there at Michael Pinchak. It'll serve as the show Twitter because I don't even know how to, like, maybe Jason knows. How could I find or take back control or access the old TMPS Twitter profile? But right now, everything will be at Michael Papinchak. Follow us on Twitter. That'll be show news, show updates. I'll figure out. Yeah, we shall revive it, or we could just do everything from here. Because honestly, but Jay, I don't even know what like the username would be. Yeah, like what I mean. So TMPS does have an email. We actually do have our own email. It is the Michael Papinchak Show at gmail.com. So I guess if I type that in, but then why don't we just do everything from one? Because I don't really see myself tweeting because, everything I think and do ends up on the show anyway. You know what I mean? Like, so might as well just like do a central thing instead of having a TMPS Twitter and my own personal Twitter. Like I don't really see me doing a lot of tweeting that doesn't pertain to the show or something that might happen or be talked to on the show. So maybe right now, if you want to follow the show on Twitter, go at Michael Papinchak. If you're looking on YouTube, or obviously you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see how my name is spelled and everything. That's why we call the show TMPS, because the Michael Papinchak Show is a mouthful. But I didn't want to call the show anything else. I didn't want to call it, I'm an opera singer. Oh, the opera podcast or opera talk or, two guys in a microphone. That sounds like a really awful porn video that no one wants to watch. So TMPS, Michael Pinchak Show is easy. It's simple. The Howard Stern Show, the Rush Limbaugh Show, the Sean Hannity Show. It's just whatever, whoever. A lot of people just call it after you, and then you talk about whatever you want. I don't like to be pigeonholed into one, like Jason and I talk about everything, watches, hockey, Travis the Chimp. I mean, what? We're going to have one hockey show and one watch show and one Travis the Chimp show. You have one show and talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. So you go to Twitter, find us at Michael Papinchak. If we do recover the original Twitter page for the show, maybe we'll start doing that, or maybe I'll just shut it down. But I did re-download Twitter tonight in celebration of Elon Musk buying Twitter. And the only person I'm following right now, I am following. Oh, wait, no. I didn't do it yet. Elon Musk. Well, you just type it in. You find him. Elon Musk, a business leader. How do I follow you, Elon? Here we go. Follow. I'm following Elon Musk. Tonight, right here, I am following Elon Musk. Let's see what he's saying. Elon Musk says, by free speech, he tweeted this 7 hours ago. By free speech, I simply mean which matches the law. I am against censorship that goes far beyond the law, which the left loves. If people want less free speech, they will ask government to pass laws to that effect, therefore going beyond the laws contrary to the will of the people. And then let's see what else he has to say. Here we go. The extreme antibody reaction from those who fear free speech says it all. Let's see. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. Let's see what else. Then like these tweets just says like moving on ... But I guess if you follow him and like follow his tweets. Oh, in case you need to lose a boner fast, it's a picture of pot-bellied Bill Gates and that's horrible on the camera. That's really bad. Just go to Elon Musk's Twitter. Can you believe he like builds rockets? If our Twitter, okay, so the things that he wants to do, right? He wants new features, make the algorithm open source so it's more trustful, defeat the spam bots, and authenticate all humans. There are so many fake accounts on Twitter. He wants to he doesn't just want to authenticate famous people, celebrities. He wants to authenticate me and you. So when I tweet or respond, it's not some bot. If our Twitter beat succeeds, we will defeat the spam bots or die trying and authenticate all real humans. Says Elon Musk. Well, I'm following him, and I should follow SpaceX. And what else here? I guess Tesla. I don't even know how to use Twitter. Isn't that terrible? Dude, Jason, we need blue check marks. TMPS needs a blue. Can you imagine if we get a blue check mark? That's how you know you've like made it. The blue check mark, man. I feel inadequate without being authenticated by a blue check mark. Biden issues first pardons of his, I thought it said pronouns. Biden offers first pronouns of his presidency. Come on, man. I'm a he, she. I'm both. I'm for all Americans, man. Come on, man. It's not a joke. I don't really do any like a Biden. I'm better at the Trump. Biden needs he needs his check mark taken taken away. Biden needs checked out. All right. Well, so obviously, like I said, there is kind of a joke out there right now that Musk is only doing this so he can slide back into Grimes's DMs. There's a lot of people thinking that maybe he just is kind of trying to maybe get back into Grimes's good graces. I'm not sure if you spend $44 billion trying to rekindle a relationship, but maybe that is the thing. Let's just go Facebook Live here quick. I just have a few more things to say. About this. I just want to read some reactions, but I am trying to funnel people over to YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I am wearing my blue shirt in honor of Elon Musk buying Twitter. The left is in disarray, and the right celebrates this move for legitimate free speech on, yes. So TMPS 121 is going to be epic. We're going to be recording this Friday. We have a special guest coming on the show. It is going to be a great show. So remember, so we're going to record it Friday evening. So I probably won't have it out till, I mean, I say shows every Friday, but that doesn't always happen. Unless I stay up and edit it, I don't edit the shows too much, but I do like to go through and listen. And if there's a cough or a blip or like a pop sound like on the mic, let's just go live with it. Yeah, but I still have to record it. No edits, just it should just be raw. It's going to be a raw 121 TMPS raw. No edits, all the mistakes, all the flaws, all the pop marks, you know. But sometimes like we'll mention someone's name and then realize maybe they don't want their name on the show. So I have to go back and like TMPS hardcore. Yeah. Oh yeah, hot doggy saucy. TMPS hardcore, man. We're going hardcore, brother. I'm the cream of the crop. Yeah. Dude, if Randy Savage was still alive, he'd be on Cameo, and I would write to him on Cameo and say, I want you to record a promo for TMPS Hardcore, the new special edition of our show. We're gonna go TMPS Hardcore, brother, the cream of the crop. Oh yeah, can you dig it, dude? We got to get Virgil. Oh my God, dude. We need to contact Virgil. I will pay him because he's going to ask for money. We need Virgil on the show. I want to hear about the $1 Million Man. I want to hear about, oh my God, we got to get Virgil. Listen, I want a tent. I want a tent at the Vintage Grand Prix. I don't even know. I was thinking about it the other day. How would I power all of my equipment? I'd have to get like a generator, right? I'd have to, because like this equipment needs power. You just don't, you have to have an outlet. But I want a tent at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix with a big TMPS banner. I want to have all my equipment, have all the microphones. I want to like interview people about their like crossfires, about, hey, well, this is my God, Jesus Christ. This is my VW Bug from 1964, and it was my mother's, and now I have it. I want to hear all their stories. I got to figure that out. TMPS, listen, can you imagine how many more how the viewership we would get if we had a TMPS 10 at the Vintage Grand Prix with all of that traffic? We're going to do it. And I might have one at Jason's special show too. I'm going to try to do that as well. So I did re-download Twitter, and there is trending make Twitter great again. Obviously, there is obvious. Dude, I want some Olive Garden breadsticks. Ryan, if you're watching, head over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in my name, Michael Papinchak. You'll find me, and I'm on YouTube Live right now. It is Tmps Nightcap, my late night show. But you can watch on Facebook. I don't mind. But the difference is, I'm talking to Jason. He's like my virtual co-host for the late night show. Virgil peddles breadsticks. Dude, we need to do a show with Virgil and then take him to the Olive Garden. But like, not tell him we're going to the Olive Garden, just say, listen, Virgil, you're going to come on the show and I'm going to pay you to be on the show. And then wait a minute. I got my Jason. I got Facebook Live. I need multiple devices apparently, because I need to be able to record on YouTube, look at the comments, plus do Facebook Live, plus look up Virgil on Wikipedia and hear about breadsticks. So one of the major reactions to Musk buying Twitter that you see online is this Jamila Jamil. I don't even know if I said that right. She is an actress famous for being on the show New Girl with Zooey Deschanel. And apparently she tweeted her last tweet in opposition of this move by Musk and Twitter. And she says it's going to be a lawless hate, bigotry, and misogyny. That's what she thinks Twitter is going to turn into. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. The left, we've talked about this. Listen, Jason, Zooey Deschanel. Zooey Deschanel. Hey now. Zooey Deschanel. Guys, I can't do a Howard Stern because I can't get that low. He's got a real low voice. Hey now. I'm a fan of Zooey Deschanel. And she's not a bad singer either. You ever see that movie, Yes Man? She's really good in that movie. It's a Jim Carrey movie where he says yes to everything. Oh, great movie. Zoe is in that. Also great in Elf. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Apparently, Elf is like an extremely popular Christmas movie. I've never seen the entire film. For some reason, when it comes to Christmas, Elf is just not on my radar as a movie to watch. I'm sure I'd love it. I'm sure it'd be great. Yeah, you've never seen Elf either? I feel like during Christmas, everyone loves Will Ferrell and Elf. I feel like it has surpassed A Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, any of the Tim Allen Santa Claus films. Hey, I saw they're going to do a Tim Allen Santa Claus like TV show. Well, so I've probably seen It's a Wonderful Life. It's not really like for me. Oh, A Christmas Story is my favorite. Ralphie, you'll shoot your eye out. My favorite Christmas movie is Scrooge, is A Christmas Carol. I probably watch during Christmas. I watch every version that I can possibly watch of Scrooge or A Christmas Carol, which is what it's actually called. But like when I say Scrooge, everyone knows. Home Alone is great. I love A Christmas Story. Ralphie, you'll shoot your eye out. But I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas film, and I've never seen Die Hard. I've actually never seen Die Hard. I've never seen Die Hard, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm an American, but I've never seen Die Hard. I don't know why it's a Christmas movie. I don't know why. Does it just take place during Christmas? I've never seen it, so I don't even know why people consider it a Christmas movie. I've never seen Die Hard. You see how great this is when people interact, even just like me and Jason. I'm trying to talk about Twitter, but now we're talking about Die Hard and Christmas films. That's what I'm trying to get TMPS Nightcap to be. You watch, you talk, we have a conversation. I obviously will have things to talk about, but look, now we went from Twitter to like Christmas films. I love it. I love it. This is what I want it to be. Because even if it's just Jason and I, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching it later, it's more dynamic for the audience. In now we have a couple. So Jake Paul, I don't know how this Jake Paul guy became famous. Like some social media guy? Yeah. I don't yeah, oh no, you are an entertainer, dude. Listen, can you imagine if my show was just me talking for an hour and a half? I've done that. It's boring. I mean, I guess some people would like it, but it's better when there's multiple people involved. Look at Howard Stern. There's like 6 people in the studio, plus all the assholes in the back. And it's fantastic. It's much more dynamic. Doing a Rush Limbaugh type show where you're talking for 3 hours, just you. I mean, that's okay, but I want to be fun. I just don't want to do political commentary on the whole time. So just real quick, Jay. Jake Paul said the left, they will no longer have a platform to censor, hide, and manipulate the truth. And Ice Cube said, free at last, in response to Elon Musk buying Twitter. So in other news, because now I'm done with my little sheet here, Mike Tyson, former, heavyweight champion, whatever, phenomenal boxer. If Mike Tyson punched you or I, a normal human, in the face, we would die. If Mike Tyson hit me in the face with all of his might, I would surely pass to whatever is beyond. So Mike Tyson, there's a video, you could watch it. And I watched more video. If you watched last night, I watched more video of the Alec Baldwin stuff where they show like the first responder body cams and all of that. And they have video of his interview with police. They show him with his head in his hands, but so go watch that. So anyway, there's a video, there's a guy, he's obviously, what do you think, Jason, like intoxicated? The guy has to be like drunk, right? And he's like, so, you have Mike Tyson. They look like they're like in first class or like luxury class or whatever. They're not in coach, obviously. And Mike Tyson's sitting there. You can see his like bald head. And then this white dude, this skinny white dude, okay, yeah, so he was drunk, is like obviously kind of like bothering him. He's drunk. And then all of a sudden, it just goes to Mike Tyson punching the shit out of him. So imagine you're in a airplane seat. You turn around and just start punching the guy behind you. And how this guy survived, you know what? You have to think of it this way. Obviously, celebrities get bothered probably on a daily basis. It's part of the gig. I mean, it's insane what's going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It's like insane. But it's part of the gig of being famous. If you were able to achieve that, if you become a public figure of any kind, whether it's a celebrity from movies or music or from politics or from, radio or talk shows or TV. And I bet I couldn't imagine being in the grocery store and going, hey, aren't you that guy from YouTube or from iTunes, or don't you have that podcast? I'd love it. But then imagine being like a Howard Stern level. Now, the issue with being like Howard Stern is he's like, what, 6'5" or something? He can't hide, you know? You know what I mean? But anyway, so obviously celebrities deal with a certain level of attention. When you're on an airplane, there's really nowhere to go. You can't, dip around a corner. You can't jump in your limo or your car. You can't, say, "Hey, my food's here. I'm eating at a restaurant." There's nowhere to go. You're in your seat. And I don't know if they were in the air. I don't know. I don't know if Jason knows. Were they in the air? Were they taxiing? Were they at the gate? Was this like during the flight? Like, was the flight like in the air? I'm not, regardless, once you're on a plane and you need to get somewhere. So it's not like he's just going to leave. But think about this. Mike Tyson, like I said, could kill you by punching you in the head. So this guy survived. So obviously Tyson wasn't able to land a full on, square punch. But at the end of the day, we could be talking right now about how Mike Tyson killed someone with his fist. Now, that didn't happen. And I'm sure Mike Tyson was not pleased, but he literally could have killed someone. And that is insane. That is utterly insane to think that we could be not only talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter, but how Mike Tyson with his bare hands. Yeah, it's the new in-flight entertainment. Hello and welcome to American Airlines. On every flight, you'll be able to see Mike Tyson punch someone in the face. Enjoy your flight, and thank you for flying with American. Dude, I got to do commercials, man. That sounded good. That was good, right? That was fantastic. Hello, you're listening to the Michael Papinchak Show, the premier podcast in the greater Pittsburgh area. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. There's a G-Wagon for sale. I passed it. I really want a G-Wagon. I drove by quick and looked. Under 100 grand. 2017. This tram is going to concourses A, B, C, and D. Please hold on. The doors are now closing. Thank you for coming to the Pittsburgh International Airport. This tram is headed to the land side for check-in and baggage claim. Thank you for flying with the Pittsburgh International Airport. Hey, Pittsburgh's building a new airport. There's not going to be a tram anymore. They're like, so in Pittsburgh, you have the land side where you check in, go through security, then you get on an underground a train that takes you to the air side. And they're going to be, so you have like one building, a train, then another building. Where the train is, they're building a new land side, so there's not going to be any train anymore. They're building a new airport, which is insane because, Pittsburgh years ago, after 9/11, lost their hub status with U.S. Airways, which doesn't exist anymore. You used to have to, I remember as a kid, from Pittsburgh International Airport, we could fly direct to London, to Heathrow, because it was a hub for U.S. Airways, which I guess had a relationship with like a British Airways. Now, I remember being on a huge British Airways double-decker plane, and we flew. Jason, you worked at the airport? What'd you do at the airport? Wilson's Leather. Dude, the co-host of the Michael Papinchak Show used to work at the Pittsburgh International Airport. I'm sure horrible things happen at the airport. How has this never come up on the show? How have we never talked about the horrible things that happen at the Pittsburgh International Airport? We have to dedicate an entire show That airport used to be a central hub for US Airways. It used to be a happening airport. That airport was used so much it actually has an air mall. When I was a kid, my parents used to take us to the airport to shop and look at the planes taking off and landing. We weren't even traveling anywhere. But after 9/11, you were no longer allowed at the air site. You weren't allowed through security, which I guess is still a thing. You're not allowed through security unless you have a boarding pass. But back when we were kids, before 9/11, you could just go to the airport, go through security, and go shopping at the Pittsburgh. Um, you sold leather, dude. Jason, of course you broke sales records, dude. I didn't know that, Jay. I didn't know that. Wow, man, that's insane. You worked well. Jason's from out near there. You see, I grew up nowhere near the airport. Well, no, actually, I didn't even grow up in Pittsburgh. I grew up out south, about an hour or so south. So working at the airport just didn't make any sense. You do try to remain humble. Jason does try to remain humble. That is very true. He, wouldn't openly discuss his prowess selling leather in the airport. Oh yeah, I mean they have a Brooks Brothers. They have all kind of stuff. They have a Brookstone. There's like Native American shop. Is that the leather shop? Don't they have like a Native American shop there? Oh, can you imagine? We should get jobs at the airport. That you should quit your job. I should get a job. We should just work at the airport. Oh, I'm sure it's bizarre to work at the airport. So my older sister is obsessed with videos online uh of 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 people going nuts at the airport. Like people like, getting to the gate, the doors closed, the plane is still there, but they won't. I've been there. I have gotten to an airport. Now it's usually a connection. The plane is there. The jetway is still there. I think that's what you call it, right? Like the walkway to the plane, but the door is closed. So it doesn't matter. You're not allowed to get on the plane. And I'm like, I'm here. The plane is there. Let me on it. And they say no. And you have to wait. And it's like, and yes, lots of yelling. So these videos my sister sends me are people losing their shit at the airport. And I could imagine that air travel. I hate air travel. If I'm never on an airplane again, I'll be the happiest person on the planet. Air travel is extremely stressful. I never want to be on an airplane ever again. I'd rather walk somewhere in my bare feet than enter an airplane. But it is a fact of life, and you have to fly if you want to go places. I need to head out to California. I have family in California. Jason and I want to go to Vegas to see the F1 race next year. And luckily there's drugs and booze. And with enough drugs and alcohol, I'll get on anything. A bull, an airplane, helicopter, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to make it happen. But I don't even remember the last airplane I was on. It was so long ago. It was definitely pre-COVID. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I've been on an airplane. Maybe even longer. So I used to have a horrible fear of elevators, but hot air balloon, dude. Would you ride in a hot air balloon? I've never been in one. Like, there's a reason we've gone beyond like hot air balloons. Like, people are still like doing like hot air balloons. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You know what we should do? Let's rent a hot air balloon and say take us to Vegas. Like, I wonder how long you could travel in a hot air balloon. Jason will try anything twice. So Jason and I have life mottos. We actually have to have t-shirts. My life motto is if it fits, it ships. And this is all because I'm a heavier set guy with somewhat like broad shoulders. And when Jason and I worked retail together at Nordstrom, sometimes they'd get like an Armani suit in or something that would fit me. And I would buy it because usually those kind of suits don't fit me because I'm just too big and wide. So it's like if it fits, it ships. And that's like a postal service thing, right? So like basically if the sport coat fits, it ships. Like I'm gonna buy it. If it fits, it ships. And Jason's life motto is I'll try anything twice. I don't know where my if it fits, it shits. If it fits, it shits. Apparently, me and Amber Heard. Um, if it fits, it ships. I think that T-shirt's in one of my drawers. I'll have to look for it. We should just wear it out to Willie's one night. We should wear, and I think didn't I put the names on the back like a jersey? I think I did. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get the microphone so it's not like up here. I'm trying to. I need better mic stands. These are like janky. I need like if you go watch Joe Rogan, he has like $300. I looked them up. They're like $300 per stand, but they're super low profile and very nice. And it's all because of the video. Like when Jason and I record the show without video, it doesn't matter where the mic stand is because there's nothing to block. But when I'm on camera, I try to get it a little more low profile so it's not so much up in my grill, but then I often bang into it. But anyway, so Jason will try anything twice, including a hot air balloon. Dude, I would be a wreck in a hot air balloon. I'd be a total wreck. I just dropped my pen, so I have to get another one. I've never been in one. You guys been in a hot air balloon? We should we should bring back, Jason, Zeppelins. We should that should be our thing. We're going to revolutionize air travel with hot air balloons. Or not hot air balloons. Blimps. We got to bring back hydrogen powered. Listen, the blimp was the future. It was the future. Transcontinental flight. And then one horribly burned to the ground. And everyone was like, maybe we shouldn't fly in blimps anymore with hydrogen. Maybe that's a bad idea. Can you imagine I really wonder if that didn't happen, how far, at the end of the day, I think the airplane still would have won out. But I really wonder how long blimp travel would have existed if that didn't happen. What was that called? I can't remember what that was called. That blimp that burned down, that blew up. I can't remember. It'll come to me like later tonight when I'm like trying to sleep. The Hindenburg, there it is. If the Hindenburg didn't happen, how long do you think blimp travel would have continued? Because yeah, but boats are different. The Titanic goes down, but you still got to have boats. The Titanic sinking doesn't mean water travel. There you go, Dean, the Hindenburg. Like water travel is now no longer a viable option. However, when it comes to sky travel, there were other options besides the Zeppelins. So the Hindenburg going down. Yeah. I've always wondered if that didn't happen, would we still have blimp travel today? Well, no, there are still blimps like the Goodyear blimp, but it's not like if you and I, Jay, want to go to Vegas, we either go on Delta or like Delta blimp. You know what I mean? It's not like blimp is an option. Now, if you want to fly around a stadium and put Goodyear on it, well, that's different. But Pittsburgh Airport doesn't have the airplane terminal and the blimp terminal. Can you imagine if you went to the Pittsburgh Airport and at the end of your gate was a blimp? Can you imagine that? So what do you do for a living? I'm a blimp pilot. I fly giant balloons in the sky. Yeah, remember the Hindenburg that didn't crash back in the day? Just like that. All right, guys. A Blimpkin. Don't Chase. This is a family show. This is a family show. Guys, I've gone 46 minutes now. Again, I'm wearing my blue shirt in honor of Elon Musk's purchasing of Twitter. I am now back on Twitter. Go to @Michael Papinchak to find the brand new Twitter page in celebration of Elon Musk bringing free speech back to the Twitter platform. The left is melting down over this. The right is celebrating. And I did find out that, because it's now public or privately held, it's going to be going off the market, no longer being traded. And in the words of Ice Cube, free at last. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off on Facebook first. Thank you guys for watching on the Facebook. Remember to head over to YouTube, type in my name, Michael Papinchak, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you can watch and chat on the YouTube live, because I'm doing Facebook live as well to try to get people to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get over to the YouTube live for these late night shows when I do them. So thank you so much, Facebook, for watching. That has now been stopped, and I will post it. There we go. Never delete. Okay. All right. Okay. And now we're going to say goodbye to YouTube Live. Jason, have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so we're going to be doing a wing night. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. This is TMPS Nightcap signing off.